with its special blend of imagination and technology, was an instant box office success, and it saved the science fiction film from near extinction. Back in the 50s, science fiction was a Hollywood staple, bringing us hostile aliens out to destroy us. And friendly visitors from other worlds.
We have come to visit you in peace and with goodwill.
But the real world caught up with the movies and surpassed them. Audiences demanded in fiction what NASA gave them in real life. Hollywood's creative filmmakers were forced to leap into the future. The result? Films like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back,
DOR's in line,
and Alien, a whole new generation of super science fiction. Join us in that world where the new technology and Hollywood's most inventive storytellers work side by side.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Don't get technical with me, you nearsighted scrap pile.
On your AM radio dial, you'll find jokes.
So try new Ultraban Solid.
Ultraban Solid and Roll-On, both now on sale at your local ShopRite store.
disengage.
One of the biggest science fiction films of all time is Alien. It combines the new science of the space program with the brilliant fiction of Hollywood.
Roll 92 degrees, port yaw.
Prime the port.
To satisfy the demands of an increasingly sophisticated audience, the filmmakers designed a spaceship that looked totally authentic. They built it from old aircraft and parts of cars and radios and TV sets. And they filled it with video screens, flashing lights, and hundreds of switches that actually worked. As Ron Shusett, Alien's producer, put it doesn't have to be technically perfect. We just wanted to make it feel and smell convincing. Years ago, such realism was impossible, and spaceflight for us was still a dream. So Hollywood brought other worlds and their inhabitants to Earth with flying saucers. One of the first of these movies was also one of the best. It was The Day the Earth Stood Still, and its success was partly due to the way the unbelievable was made believable. $100,000, a fortune at the time, went into building a giant saucer 350 feet across. And one day, it almost worked. High winds lifted the huge craft off the ground during production, and Hollywood became the first to build a saucer that actually flew. Fortunately, the crew was able to pull it back in time, and Michael Rennie went on to make his famous introduction.
We have come to visit you in peace and with goodwill.
In 1953, director George Pal adapted H.G. Wells' novel War of the Worlds and created another classic film. This time, the aliens were menacing, while we Earthlings were just trying to be neighborly.
Friends? Yeah? Hey there! Open up!
How are they going to understand us?
We're talking sign language.
They'll understand us all right.
Sure? Sure? Everybody understands when you wave the white flag, you want to be friends?
Hey there! Open up!
Come on out! We're friends!
Hey, that's right! We welcome you! We're friends! Yeah?
When the Martians set out to destroy Los Angeles in this stunning finale, George Pal used every filmmaking technique available and improvised new ones, always working for authenticity. Innovation was also the key when German director Fritz Lang set out to make the silent film Woman in the Moon. He thought a countdown would be dramatic, so he invented one. He had no way of knowing we'd be using it for real 40 years later. After all, the year was 1929, and the film was pure speculation, even though Lang did consult with the best technical experts of the day. In fact, some of their guesswork was a bit too authentic for the Nazis, who pulled the film from distribution during World War II and destroyed Lang's model of the spaceship. By then, some of Lang's technical experts had started working on the real thing, the German V-2 rocket program. Fritz Lang was right about many of his predictions, but not about an astronaut testing for oxygen on the moon by lighting a match.
10 seconds to takeoff. 9.
As they prepare for takeoff, this daring crew in Flight to Mars lay strapped, not in spacesuits, but to army cots.
2. 1.
The year was 1952. 25 years had passed since the silent films, but Hollywood was still guessing what space travel might be like. After all, no one had been up there, yet. Suddenly, in the late 60s, audiences saw space movies that shattered all the old ideas. A Hollywood sci-fi epic? No, this was the real thing, direct from outer space. Thanks to NASA, we saw astronauts walking in space and leaping across the moon. Science fact had caught up with science fiction, and Hollywood was caught with its rockets still on the launching pad. But it was only for a moment. Filmmakers quickly grabbed onto this rich new source of story material. Movies soon found new heroes in astronauts and countless perils to be met in space. Problems like time warps and meteor showers, and, well, with spaceflight a reality, Hollywood only needed to mirror life and add a new dimension of imagination. Planet of the Apes had all that. It was so popular that it led to not just 1, but 4 sequels, and a TV series, too. It took us beyond NASA, far into the Earth's future. There, the filmmakers created a fascinating world ruled by apes, where humans were slaves.
You all right?
For Charlton Heston and his crew, the perils of space travel, like suspended animation, created problems before they even left their ship. The space program created a revolution in filmmaking.
Here they come.
A whole new generation of science fiction movies came to life, slowly at first, until Star Wars, when the revolution took a quantum leap.
They're coming in too fast!
George Lucas combined new camera techniques with every special effect available and invented a lot of new ones along the way.
We've lost lateral controls.
Don't worry. You'll hold together.
Audience Audiences thrilled to the breakthrough they saw on the screen. Here was good against evil, the swashbuckling and daring do of the old Saturday matinee. Planet Earth would never be the same.
I got him!
Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Coming up, more exciting scenes from Star Wars, Alien, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and The Empire Strikes Back. And a look at how Hollywood brings the dreams of young filmmakers to life.
It's cold, Mr. Brady, and I've got to work.
Today is the wedding of the Amato quintuplets. I'm the father of the brides, the man who has to pay for all this. For a wedding gift, I gave each of my angels the new Sony Betamax SL5000. It's the most ingenious Betamax ever created, the simplest and easiest to use. Its advanced front-loading system is just amazing, and it even has remote control and beta scan. But the real genius of this Betamax is its price.
The genius of Betamax, only from Sony.
You are looking at Rare Footage, a short film by a young student about an escape from an underground world.
CHX 1138-40B. CHX 1138-40B. This is authority. You will stop where you are.
The student was George Lucas, and the film, THX 1138 Electronic Labyrinth, got his career off to a running start and showed off some real low-budget ingenuity. George filmed late at night in airport terminals and parking garages to create this world where people behaved a lot like robots. 10 years later, George brought us a new story from a galaxy far away.
How did we get into this mess? I really don't know how. We seem to be made to suffer. It's our lot in life. What a desolate place this is.
This time, George created two robots who behave a lot like people.
Where do you think you're going? Well, I'm not going that way. It's much too rocky.
This touch was just one of hundreds that made Star Wars such a delight. In fact, much of what went into this blockbuster had never been tried before.
What mission? What are you talking about? I've just about had enough of you. Go that way. You'll be malfunctioning within a day, you nearsighted scrap pile. And don't let me catch you following me, begging for help, because you won't get it.
George knew there were bound to be some problems. Over the years of painstaking work that went into making Star Wars, there were days when nothing seemed to go right, as this behind-the-scenes footage shows.
Don't get technical with me, you nearsighted scrap pile. And don't let me catch you following me, begging for help, because you won't get it.
But when the bugs got ironed out, everything fell into place. The new technology in the hands of Hollywood storytellers broke new ground, and movies jumped light years from the days of the early robots. As a boy, George may have seen this crude man in a gray tin suit in Zombies of the Stratosphere. Or the giant Gort in The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Gort. Latu. Barada. Nikto.
Gort was no ordinary robot. Actually, he was the doorman at Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood, picked for the part because he was nearly 7 feet tall. Dressed in a special rubber suit, Gort was tall, but not very strong. That's not really Patricia Neal he's carrying in this scene, but a lightweight dummy instead.
Navarez Electro. Navarez Electro.
A lot of early science fiction movies gave us mad scientists toiling in their labs. But Kronos featured a mad robot, a monster from Mars that took over men's minds and went on a power-hungry rampage across the countryside. Kronos gobbled up power plants like jelly beans until he finally blew a fuse and the Earth was saved. There were more friendly-looking robots. Tobor the Great was designed to take the place of men on dangerous trips into space.
Well, gentlemen, meet Tobor, a childish joke of mine. Robot spelled backwards. In fact, the term robot is hardly accurate in spite of my joke. I would prefer to say an electronic simulacrum of a man.
Are you trying to tell us that this pile of tin could actually pilot a spaceship?
Exactly.
Tobor never really flew, but years later, C-3PO soared.
Oh, where is R2 when I need him? Sir, I don't know where your ship learned to communicate, but it has the most peculiar dialect. I believe, sir, it says that the power coupling on the negative axis has been polarized. I'm afraid you'll have to replace it.
Well, of course I'll have to replace it.
Here, Chewie. I think we better replace the negative power coupling.
Good old C-3PO. Very bright and very, very popular. So popular, in fact, that after people saw Star Wars twice, 3 times, and even more, they wanted a C-3PO of their very own, along with games and toys. The film score alone sold to the tune of $20 million. Meanwhile, the next film in the saga was about to burst on the screen. The adventure and the success continue with The Empire Strikes Back, the second in a series of 9 films Lucas plans to produce through 1995.
Don't start the trap!
Star Wars had begun a wave of new science fiction films. Audiences took to the high technology, high drama, like a rocket to the moon. But no film was as eagerly anticipated as The Empire Strikes Back. After all, Luke and his friends had the Force on their side.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Empire Strikes Back reaffirmed the strength of the original film. Audiences marvel at the wondrous technology on the screen, but they also come for the characters and the story, to root for the heroes and to hiss the evil villains. The new promise of film technology and a growing audience lured another group of young filmmakers. Dan O'Bannon, who would later write Alien, and John Carpenter, who would shock audiences with films like Halloween and Escape from New York.
Sorry to interrupt your recreation, fellows, but it is time for Sergeant Pinback to feed the aliens.
The movie is a science fiction spoof called Dark Star.
All right, where are you?
What this team lacked in experience and money, they made up for with ingenuity and a bizarre sense of humor.
Come on, come on.
Here, writer Dan O'Bannon even doubles as one of the stars.
When I brought you on the ship, I thought you were cute. All right, soup's on.
O'Bannon's beach ball alien may have been cute, but it had a picky appetite and a nasty temper.
Good, start. Somebody here. Nobody appreciates me around here. I still have work.
But this was just a gentle forewarning of what Dan was to conjure up a few years later.
All right. Hey. You all right? No, I'm okay. All right.
This new creature was never intended to be cute. This time out, in Alien, Dan had a healthy budget and a cast and crew of top professionals. The filmmakers created an imaginary planet, an unearthly fantasy world inspired by the organic visions of Swiss artist H.R. Giger.
Appears to be completely sealed.
a minute, this movement. Seems to have life. Organic life.
To create the alien embryo, to make it frighteningly real, actual animal parts were used, and audiences jumped out of their seats at what they saw. While Alien helped prove that Star Wars was not a fluke, Close Encounters of the Third Kind reaffirmed that fact. Filmmakers have caught up with science fact and taken it a step beyond to create a whole new wave of movies. Science fiction's here to stay. With the new production techniques available, Hollywood is finding deep space as close as the wide open spaces used to be. It's like a giant backdrop just waiting to be filled in with solid stories and strong characters. And you know it will, because that's Hollywood.
Everyone, cause Totino's Classic is quite a bite better.
Pizza, anyone?
Totino's Classic, our finest deluxe pizza, is loaded with mouth-watering toppings, and no other deluxe pizza has Classic's incredible crisp crust.
Pizza. When you got a classic car, you deserve a classic pizza.
Cause Totino's Classic is quite a bite, quite a bite, quite a bite better.
To hear me hit that ball a mile, get to WABC on your dial. Listen to me steal. Hit and...
Exxon Office Systems.
Steve McQueen and James Garner star in The Great Escape. Then it's Van Johnson in The Enemy General. A double feature on the Channel 7 Saturday Night Movies, tomorrow night starting at 11:45. Now stay tuned for Benson, next on ABC.